Konnichiwa. Today's daily devotional is for Wednesday, June the 3rd, 2020, and I'm recording on Tuesday, Blackout Tuesday, which is June the 2nd, 2020. Okay, and the name, it's called Arch Your Back and Bag Your Equality for Equity. And I'm going to start with Genesis 11, 1 through 1 through 3. And the whole earth was one of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar. And they dwelt there, and they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. Okay, when I was growing up, my sister Michelle and I did everything together, okay? And we even worked together, okay, as teenagers, all right? So our first job was making bags at Darling Bag, which was it was in a small town in Valdosta, Georgia. It was a factory, okay? All right, so we worked there for about a year until we got laid off because the company closed down. And so one day we went to the mall, okay, and across the street from the mall, we saw that there was a brand new McDonald's and they were hiring. So we went in there and we got hired on the spot, okay? Me as a cashier and she as a, cook on the grill, okay? All right, they hired us based on, our personalities because she was kind of shy and I was very, outgoing, they could tell, okay? All right, so I went from making bags to filling bags with the burgers she flipped, all right? And nuggets she fried with a side of a dip. Boom, okay? All right, so anywho, we were a dynamic duo and nobody could serve up a smile and move a drive-through line better than me. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was fast, all right? And I was actually great on punctuality and my customers loved me. But my racist manager, Lloyd, okay, no, not Banks, all right? He hated me, all right? Okay, so that brings me to Genesis 11:4. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach up to heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So one day in the middle of a lunch rush and my drive-thru was backed up and I had been there for like 6 hours without a break, but Becky had only been there for like 3 hours and she had taken one, okay? And Lloyd, he got mad because I went to the bathroom to take a quick smoke break because I smoked cigarettes back then, and he fired me, okay? All right, so I said fine, and I headed for the door, and a coworker, Amy, we're still friends to this day, she yelled back to my sister that I had just got bagged, and she jumped over that grill, and she looked at me as if to say, don't worry, sis, I will defend you like I always do. Okay, and she got all up in Lloyd's grill and filled his head up with every curse word on the menu and told him I quit, and she was out the door too. Okay, all right, and it was then and there in my teenage years and her in her early 20s that we decided that we were done with putting up with hate, any racist spew. Okay, all right, so I'm going to show you guys some pictures real quick. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, she's loving it, even on her wedding day, all right? Okay? And then look, she even had her baby ate what she ate, okay, for 9 months because she had no choice, right? Babies don't have a choice when they're inside. They're with you all the way. Well, baby came out and she now has a choice, and she has a T-Pain voice that says, I'll dine with you, Mom, but I'm in love with a pizza. Okay, Elmo, enough, let's move on. All right, okay, but I gotta show you guys this one first. When you first meet her versus when you get to know her. That's me, boom, okay? Don't get it twisted, I can still get it popping. All right, and then here's the one about equality and equity. You see that? Read it for yourself and take a screenshot. Elmo, enough, let's move on. Okay, that brings me to Genesis, where were we? That brings me to Genesis 11, 5 through 8. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Okay, I'm writing again, like I said, and recording this, on June the 2nd, which is Blackout Tuesday. A day where people of all different races and people that speak different languages have joined together to stop racism and demand equality for Black people, which is my people, okay? Because for years, the white race as a whole, has not understood our pain and what we have to face on a daily basis, all right? We love you guys, but you just don't understand, okay? It's a beautiful thing to know that now, to see them joining our team, storming out the door, to get all up in our law enforcement's grill, demanding that our voices be heard until we're out of breath, okay? Because we are still alive, to go through a drive-through afterwards and ask for a beverage to quench our thirst, because our votes and our necks hurt. Unlike my brother George Floyd, who lost his voice, even though he did beg and he did plead because he could not breathe, okay? His cries went null and void, okay? May he rest in power. So I'm up for him, okay? God is watching all of us, okay? And he is pleased to see that we're reunited for justice, but he does not agree with this looting, okay? And the violence. And when Fabulous said, just throw it in the bag, okay? He wasn't talking about stealing, because, he was talking about for his queen he was buying. All right, and don't forget to wear your mask and your gloves out there, because people are still from COVID-19 dying. All right, so you still got to be careful. All right, we have to rebuild our cities from that invisible enemy. All right, okay, and now, due to the enemy who is the cause of all of this vandalism in the first place, Mr. Derek Chauvin, all right, the enemy who physically, wrongfully took a knee. All right, we have to rebuild our buildings that were destroyed because people were angry. That's why they did it, okay? All right, but it still doesn't make it right, okay? But after we're done and go our separate ways, let's remember to all start supporting Black businesses as well as others, so we can start living life on earth in peace and harmony, all right? Don't think under this glamour that I'm not glammed up today, but you guys know me when I'm in the streets, okay? When you see me out there in the streets, don't think because this glamour you see that I don't still have the fight in me, okay? I just keep that underneath until absolutely necessary. Power thought. If we get our business in the bag, we'll build golden arches leading up to a better business, God's borough. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And remember, keep the peace, all right? Mwah.